So hi guys, we got ourselves a new bike. This is the 2012 Street Triple R. So we got it from the dealer. So in this video, we want to show you how you can check a used bike before deciding whether it's worth your investment in getting this bike or is it a lemon. So once you have run through the check, you will know what's working, what's not working, what needs to be replaced. So with that in mind, you will be able to find out the cost of repairing the bike. First thing you need to do in terms of getting any bike is to do your research. So you can go online and download the service menu and the owner's menu, read them through and know what are the parts that comes with the machine and also what are their settings and adjustments. So you will have a very rough idea of what you should expect from a bike that is in working condition. We usually bring a checklist along, so this allows you to remember all the steps and check them through very systematically so you will not miss anything out. So let's go through the list here today. So first thing we usually check is the structure of the machine. Frame, the fork, the wheel, the swing arm, and the subframe. So what you want to check here is to ensure this bike has no major accident and is straight and is safe to take over. So we start off with the front of the motorcycle. What you are trying to check is if the fork are straight, the wheel are straight, the rotor are straight, and then we move on to the frame. What we usually check is the edge of the lever, the handlebar, the frame, and this part, and also look at whether is the welding all intact. Is there crack around the frame? Okay, then we move on to the subframe, which is here, to ensure there's no crack, no rust, and the weld are all holding up. Then we move off to the swing arm, the one that holds your wheel to the frame, to ensure that the swing arm is not cracked, not rust, not bent. Move off to the rail, visually check whether your tire is warped, your disc rotor, and it's warped. Critically look for rust, look for holes, look for misalignment. So next, you can actually hop onto the bike and try to see whether the handlebar is straight, aligned to the wheel, aligned to the main part of the body of the bike. At this time, you can also squeeze the brake to see whether it's working. Next thing we want to check is the bearing of the machine. So there are two areas you need to check: the wheel and also the steering. How do you check it? So same thing, you go to the front, use your leg to hold the wheel and you use your hand to shake the fork. So that's to test whether the wheel bearing is secure. To check the steering bearing, you need both hands to be hold on the fork together and you shake it forward and backward, see whether is there jerking. So if there is, it means it's loose. So next thing we want to check is on leakage. So same thing, we start from the front. So leakage from your fork to ensure that there's no oil around here. So you can use your hand to feel. Your front brake, so you need to squeeze the front brake a few times and look for leak around and use your hand to touch. Basically these are dry, it's just a lot of dust. So the rear brake, hit the pedal a few times. So same thing, look for leak. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. So most of the time you look out for gasket leak and coolant. So look at your hose, see whether they leak. Your oil sump, any leakage. Same on the other side, we check for gasket, water hose, the oil sump. Next part of the check will usually be electrical, so you need a key from the driver. Power up the motorcycle. You realize that the digital speedometer is not working. You check whether the lights are working and also your high beams, so they are working. If you have a path light, check your path light, check your signal. Check your brake light. What you can do next is to get the key to open up the under seat. Once you open up the under seat, what you want to check is the connection of the battery. You wanted to ensure that there's no additional cables or messy wirings. In here, there's an additional wiring. So we try to trace it and it belongs to the IU. No other wiring that seems unfamiliar here. So if you see messy wire, it means that they have installed some other electronic digital stuff here, like a camera, alarm or whatsoever. The more system they have installed and removed incorrectly, it will cause you a lot of future problems in terms of rectifying electrical issues. So just want to ensure this is neat, tidy and logical. Some owner has actually installed voltmeter on their motorcycle. The voltmeter can actually help you tell you the battery strength. It also can help you to identify whether the machine is charging correctly. So if not, you can just invest on a digital meter or borrow one. So just connect your digital meter, the red to red, black to black, turn it on. So now you can see that the battery is charged at 12.9 volts, which is still decent. A new and a fresh battery should hold around 13 plus. So what we need to do next is to get the key, turn it on. You will see a drop of voltage in the device is fine as long as it holds up above 12. So we start the engine. You will see the voltage starts increasing and holds at a very stable level. It means your motorcycle is charging the battery. You need to do next is to rev and hold. So what you want to see here is that the voltage should not exceed 15 volts. If it exceeds 15 volts and keep climbing, means your regulator is not working correctly. It will overcharge your battery and basically fry your electronic system. Once you turn on the engine, you need to look out for the sound of the engine. It should be consistent. If the engine is not consistent, it means that something is wrong. Either the timing is wrong or the bearing chain is wrong. Start fairly quickly. And here we are hearing quite a consistent sound, which means the engine is good. So you just keep it a little longer and wait for the radiator fan to be turned on. So it's on, it's going out hot air, so which is good. So after you have concluded that the fundamental of the machine is well functioning, next we will look into some other wearable portion. So we same thing, start off from the front. We look at the rotary disc again, so ensure that it's not too thin out. So we also look at the tires to see whether it's worn off. Next we can look at the brake pad. In this case, the brake pad is already worn off and is touching the metal soon. So same thing, the rear rotor, ensure that it's thick enough. The brake pad, we need to check if there is any life left. We look at the tire, and you can also check the manufacturing year of the tire. If it's older than 5 years old, you should get it changed. We should also look out for the sprocket and chain to ensure that it's not sharp and the chain is not loose. Thank you guys for watching our video again. We will spend some time on the next few episodes to restore this street triple, and hope to see you on the next video. Bye!